Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and do a review of the Kefine Loric and to go from there. Before I go on further, I'm going to go and put some notes on the screen. Please note that whatever is in the notes is a little bit different from what's in the video. So let's get right into it. This is the Kefine Loric. This is a really great IEM. That's all I gotta say from the get-go. The cable looks like the Kiwi Ears Belle cable. Like, it almost looks identical. Like, let me show you. they look almost exactly the same. The Kiwi Ears Belle cable looks like this, and they literally even have the same kind of texture and color to it. Can you tell the difference? I can't. You know what I mean? Now, over here at the tail end, there are some, it's basically the same. Well, the too long didn't read is, this is a good cable. And I actually was about to buy another Belle, and now I don't have to because this is a good cable. So basically, it looks like it's the same or similar cable to the Kiwi Ears Belle cable. Okay, they also give you a pretty good pouch. I like it. By the way, I'm not sponsored by this company. Everything in my channel, I buy it with my own money. This allows me to be a little bit more blunt than the average reviewer. Okay. All right, let's break it down. What would I say the tuning of this is? What I want to say is that I was wrong. Or basically, maybe they're wrong. So what's going on is, if you type in kind of what if you literally type in Kefine Loric in YouTube, there's thumbnails saying, Kefine Loric, a budget Kefine clean. And then when you look in Reddit, it's like, oh, it's a budget Kefine clean SV. No, it's not. They sound nothing alike, dude. This sounds nothing like this. This is way bassier than this, way warmer, and I would say it's better than the Kefine clean SV. So what does, let's talk, like, okay, so I'll tell you what I think it sounds like, and then I'll tell you what it objectively graphs like, give or take. Okay. What it sounds like to me is it's a warm IM with that's V-shaped, got a little bit of bass in it. It's kind of like a warm tuned IM. So this belongs in the warm poo box. What's in the warm poo box? Let's just grab like a few of these IMs out of here just to get a sense here. Things like Zigot Lush, Kiwi Ears Belle, RC Mark 1. These are warmish kind of IMs, right? So when we look at the graphs, there are three things to deduce from the graphs, and these tell you a story about what this sounds like. If you look and compare Kefine Loric to Dusk DSP, and you look at the bass, this has more bass than the Dusk DSP. So this is a bassy boy. This has more bass than the Dusk DSP mode. The second thing is, when you look at the Duna Kima 2 and this, the graphs are very similar, but the bass is elevated. So this, you could almost think of it simplistically like this is a bassier Duna Kima 2, basically. Another way to look at it is when you look at the graphs and you compare it to the Kiwi Ears Belle, they're almost the same all the way up to the 10K mark. And at the 10K mark, one goes up and one goes down. So this is slightly brighter than the Kiwi Ears Belle, but it has a lot of similarities to basically, this is very warm tilted, is my synopsis on it. Okay, so let's talk about individual pieces. What would I give the bass on here? Barbie wanna party like all night, and she looking like a zombie in her all fight. So for me, I would actually say the bass is A. Like, I thought the bass was really good. It's punchy, it's thumpy, it's fun. Now, it may be a little bit overwhelming, I think, but in general, I think it's a good time. In the same way, it's kind of similar to what I thought about the Belle. Sub bass. Yeah, wanna know what it's like. Baby, show me what it's like. I don't want to fight no tights. I just wanna fuck on. So the sub bass is somewhere between above correct and correct. It's right here, and it's kind of that sweet spot that Dusk DSP also has too, where it's like it's not way up here, but it's between, the sub bass is somewhere between above correct and correct, leaning above correct. So that's my 2 cents regarding the sub bass. Female vocals. I would actually give this a grade of A, high confidence. I thought it sounded great. I think the only thing I don't like about this is that sometimes female vocals can be pushed back in the mix. But overall, female vocals sound full. They don't sound thin. They don't sound like super bright. They don't sound super synthetic or higher pitched or anything like that. It's really, really well done. Especially for a $20 set. This is, in my opinion, this is probably, as of today, the best $20 IM I can think of until something changes. It is really, really well executed. For male vocals, I'm going to say it's between like an A and a B, slanting more A-ish. You know what's funny? So guy vocals, they sound good. Like when I listen to Justin, when I listen to Chris, when I listen to Joe, when I listen to Bruno Mars, when I listen to freaking Michael Bublé, when I listen to Goo Goo Dolls, guys sound good. Really freaking good, right? So I'm going to say this is between a B and an A, but I'm not going to say like high confidence A. I'm going to say, rather than me trying to force myself to choose between a B and an A, I'm just going to say, either you could look at it as B+, or you can look at it as like it's somewhere between B and A. Now, what's kind of interesting is when I actually was monitoring my voice with this, it kind of sounds like the RE20. In other words, my voice sounds warmer, smoother, deeper, but it doesn't sound radio-y. There's a little bit of clarity to it, kind of like an RE20, which I have in the back here somewhere, but basically it kind of sounds like that. Hey guys, so this is the RE20, and this is how the audio sounds. Microphone check, testing 1, 2, 3. Really good sound for male vocals. Okay, so for how does this deal with harsh instruments? Whenever harsh instruments start coming in, like how many times do I have to lower the volume, and how much? So in this case, I dropped the volume twice, but only a little bit each time. So I'm going to say that this is actually pretty smooth in dealing with harsh instruments. How is the separation on this? Kind of bad, honestly. It's pretty bad. In some ways, it's kind of like the Belle, or kind of like the Duna Kima 2. It's just, everything just feels kind of muddled together. Not really good separation on here. How's the soundstage on here? Kind of sucks. It's kind of average. I didn't think it was that great. If you think this is great, all power to you. To me, this is like, it's not that good. This is what it is. And it's kind of my theme and my theory. Usually warmer, darker IMs feel smaller, bright as shit IMs feel larger. Just, I don't know, usually, not all the case, but I would say 90% of the time it feels that way. But unless I'm wrong. How does it deal with sibilance?
Gotta go somewhere, so can we make this quick?
So sibilance, pretty good. I mean, basically at normal volume, basically 0. And then when you crank it up, it's kind of like just slightly worse. But overall, very good sibilance. So overall, I think this is a really great, basically, I would say, who is this for? I mean, it's for people like me who only care about vocals and bass and don't give a shit about, like soundstage or imaging or gaming or, this would be great for hip hop. This would be great for only vocals. This would be great for vocals straight up. This is not for instruments people. This is not for like gaming people who need to listen to every damn footstep on the ground. This is not for classical music people. I think this is a specialist set. It is really just vocals and bass and mud. That's what it is. You know what I mean? So yeah, well, that's everything in a nutshell. You guys have a great day. Goodbye.